Hi, welcome to Claudine's Treats. Today I'm going to show you how to make Afghan biscuits, which is one of my favourite biscuits, and I have a lot of call from customers, you out there, to show you how to make Afghan biscuits. So first up, I'm going to show you the ingredients, and we have 2 kilos of salted butter, 180 grams of cocoa powder, 1 kilo of caster sugar, and then we have 2 kilos of plain gluten-free flour and 750 grams of gluten-free cornflakes, which all ingredients can be bought at your local supermarket or your corner store. So this quantity will give me about 300 biscuits, Afghan biscuits, but you can halve that to make half the mixture and then half it again, whatever suits you. But this is my quantity that I will use for the markets. Okay, I'm just going to whip up the butter a couple of times before I add the cocoa and the sugar. The cocoa, and add your caster sugar. Once that's mixed a little bit, then you can turn the speed up. You want to mix the butter, sugar, and cocoa powder till it's completely mixed through. So get the spatula and just scrape down the sides, because sometimes it doesn't mix completely. Also the bottom as well. I usually let this mix for a couple of minutes until it's completely combined. Just double check again, make sure it's all mixed through. It looks pretty good to me. So now we'll add in the gluten-free plain flour. And I just add it all in one hit. Now remember, we turned our mixer up, so we'll just turn it back down to slow again and slowly let it blend through. Okay, once it's all combined, scrape down the sides again, because sometimes the butter will be stuck down the bottom, so you've just got to double check. Now this consistency is actually quite firm, so we need to blend it up again and then turn the speed up, because you don't want it too firm. But then again, you don't want it too soft, so we'll just turn the speed up. Just check again. It's looking good. Cocoa's all mixed in, butter's all mixed in. So just one more whip, and that should be the right consistency. So now we add our Afghan mixture to our cornflakes. So I've transferred the cornflakes into a larger bowl. And the most important thing about this mixture is making sure that the butter is at room temperature. Otherwise, you'll find it impossible to manage with. So just go in here. And as you can tell at the bottom of my mixer, the butter and all that has blended through. Butter, cocoa, and the sugar. Okay, so now you just mix this by hand. So I've put 2 sets of gloves on and just fold in the cornflakes to the Afghan mix. Try and get your hand right under because you tend to miss the mixture that's stuck right in the middle. So you want the cornflakes mixed straight. Okay, just keep in mind that this is a mixture for 300 biscuits. So if you don't want to have 300 biscuits on hand, you can halve the mixture and then halve it again. Okay, I think we're all good. Scrape down the sides. We're all good to go. Okay, now it's time to put the Afghan mix onto paper, ready for the oven. So first of all, my trays are 6x4. So you want to have your baking paper, just a little bit overhang, ready to mix. So I like to prepare everything so that I don't get too much of a dirty hand. So I'll start off. Now the size spoon, size biscuits depend on how big or how small you want them. I just use just a little bit bigger than a teaspoon, and so I sort of scrape it down closer to the edge of the bowl that I'm working at, and I just get a spoon size and I just scrape it off and place it on. So I've been doing this for a while, so I sort of have a fair idea of what size. So this one's a little bit too big, so I sort of just take off a little bit or add on a bit more if it's too small. So I can get 6 biscuits by 7. Okay, keep in mind that you can make it any size you like. These are just my size, and they sort of come out pretty much even. So for instance, if I see one that's a little bit too small, just add it on top. It's not a drama. Add a little bit on top, because it's gonna, by the time it cooks, it's gonna spread and they'll all look like pretty much the same size. So make sure you've got enough room for the biscuit to rise and spread out a little bit. Mixture does get a bit sticky. You'll find that the mixture is quite sticky. You'll go through a few gloves. So that's all good. One tray done. About another 7 to go. So, a hand that doesn't have a glove, put your baking paper on the tray and spread it out. And start again. Okay, now it's time for the baking side of things. So I have my preheated oven at 180 degrees, and my oven takes 3 trays, so I'm going to be cooking these for 20 minutes. There you go, 20 minutes. See you in 20 minutes. Okay, buzzer's gone off, here we go. The trick with Afghan biscuits is not to overcook the biscuit. So see how they've spread out a little bit? Not too much, but enough. You can place your biscuits any shape you want, whatever size works for you. And see you in another 20 minutes. Okay, here we go. If you notice, when they've come out of the oven, they're quite soft. So what we want to do is let it sit for a couple of hours before we even attempt to put any chocolate on top. There we go. Hey! Now it's been about 3 hours since we last cooked our batch of Afghan biscuits, and we're up to the best part, which is icing our biscuits. So I've just pulled these straight down, so I've got another couple of trays to do. And what this does, it just makes it easier to pour the chocolate over the top so that nothing goes to waste. There we go. We're up to the chocolate stage, so I use milk chocolate. I find it has a better taste to it, just sweetens up the biscuit because the biscuit's quite buttery. So I've used 1.5 kilos of milk chocolate, and I'm just going to throw this in the microwave for 2 minutes first, and then we'll stir it up. Okay, 2 minutes is up. So you just stir your chocolate up, making sure that the bottom is stirred and brought up to the top so it doesn't burn. So all microwaves are different, so you're just going to have to work it out how your microwave will go with when you melt the chocolate. So this has been in for 2 minutes, so I'll give it another minute. Try again. Okay, minute is up. Looking at the consistency of the chocolate, it's melted right down. So usually I'd put this in for another 30 seconds, but as you can see, it's completely melted, so that'll do it. So from there, we'll just place it on our biscuits to finish them off. So all we do is just pour it over the top and put as much chocolate as you want on it. Traditionally, an Afghan biscuit has a walnut that sits on top, but these days, with all the nut allergies that are out, I don't even bother putting it on, but you can put it on yourself. So this will probably take about 30 minutes to 45 just to set, and then we're ready for packaging. Okay, now we've reached the final stage of our Afghan biscuits, the critique. What do you think, guys and girls?
Good.
It's a thumbs up from the Robbies.